Blackstone Audio presents Self-Coaching, completely revised and updated 2nd edition, The Powerful Program to Beat Anxiety and Depression, by Joseph J. Luciani, Ph.D. This book is read by Joseph J. Luciani, Ph.D. Dedication. I would like to dedicate this book to all my patients and readers and to members of my selfcoaching.net community. You have been my inspiration, my encouragement, and my motivation to continue on my path. Introduction.
As far back as Joe could remember, he worried. When he was very young, about 5 or 6, he mostly worried about his parents dying. An only child, Joe couldn't imagine life without them. He worried in school, too. What if he got into trouble or didn't do well? Some things, such as his parents dying, he couldn't control. Other things, such as school, he could. At least he thought he could. Until 4th grade. One morning, Joe's teacher saw him slouched over his desk and told him to lift his head up. Joe was caught completely off guard. Hearing a few giggles, he got upset, and then he panicked. If he raised his head to please the teacher, the kids would surely see the tear that was rolling down his cheek. So Joe did nothing. He froze. The teacher stalked to Joe's desk and yanked his head up. Unfortunately, Joe's jaw clenched, right through his tongue. His mouth began to bleed. The teacher, seeing the blood, lost control and violently dragged Joe out of the classroom, tearing his shirt, screaming, and slapping him along the way. Panicked and terror-stricken, Joe ran from the building. The bottom had fallen out of his world. His worst nightmare had come true. His teacher obviously wanted to kill him. His classmates saw him crying, and his parents would surely be upset with him for messing up. This was, after all, the 1950s, when parents viewed schools as ultimate authorities. It was lunchtime. Joe ran all the way home and managed to slip into his room unnoticed. He changed out of his torn shirt, rinsed off the blood, and combed his hair. He would have made it back to school if it hadn't been for his cousin, who was in Joe's class and, traumatized by the whole incident, arrived in tears at the front door. Although what happened next was a blur, Joe does recall his parents being upset. His father was so enraged that he had to be physically held back from going to...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?